Welcome back to the Source Western podcast. And today we're doing part 2 of the world seen from Source's perspective. Now, before we begin, I just want to say thank you so much for just being here listening to this podcast, because I looked at the stats of our podcast and we have just alone the English one has over 55 cities, it's over 50, then over 25 countries that are listening to this, and it's just insane to me how much this podcast has grown in such a short amount of time. That just truly shows if you're going after your soul mission, if you're just speaking your truth and everything, the right people will find you. And I'm tears are coming to my eyes because I'm so deeply grateful that I'm able to do this. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. And I'm just so grateful that all of you guys trust us to heal you, to give you source information, to make you thrive in your life, bring you back on your soul mission, learn how to clear dark forces, learn intuition, learn how to, learn mastering money and just everything. A few years ago, I just dreamed of living a life like this. I was deeply in a 9-to-5 and was just I hated my life, to be honest. I hated myself, I hated my life, everything. No one could be meaner to myself than I was to myself back then. And just having those tools, having the source truth and everything to turn this around, and now having you guys, it's just insane to me. So, just wanted to thank you all once again, and we could go back to the podcast again. So if you listen to part 1, you know that we are living in an extraordinary time, a time when the old world is collapsing because it was never built on truth, it was built on lies, it was built on dark forces. We're literally standing before reset, but us light beings are here to change that. And that's exactly what so many of us are feeling, that there are so many lies, just so many things. And I can't even remember if I answered this before in part 1, but we did level 2 of dark energy mastery just yesterday. Well, this part in the reptilian module. I just thought I have to bring this on the podcast because so many are asking how could Source let this happen. So, well, remember, Source has Source's hands out of our life. That is due to the fact that Source created a law, the law of free will, that takes Source's hands out of your life, because you are part of Source. You're literally part of Source. You have the same abilities to create as Source. So Source can give you a nudge for things. Source can give you an idea. Source can give you a feeling to go do or move something, to take an action, but Source can't actually move you. Source can't do it for you. So, Source did not want to take that ability away from us, from being able to create. So, we literally just Source experiencing itself to gather more information to bring back to Source, because Source is humble. And it is insane because you have the same creation, tools, knowledge. You have that at your hand, you just need to learn them. That is why Source does not do it. But Source put us light beings on here to change it. So It's time to overthrow things, and that's why all of us are here back. We're literally in biblical times, like, truly. Now, another thing is that so many are asking, why is everything going wrong? Why does everything seem to dissolve into chaos? Why are people fighting each other? And deep down, we all want the same thing, like unconditional love, peace, good life, thriving, reaching your soul's potential, and everything. And Source says that this is not a coincidence. All of that hatred, the envy, competition, and just the whole division is not a natural state of humanity. It was a programming. They have been deliberately implanted into the collective consciousness so that we would separate rather than unite. Because if we unite, everything is over tomorrow, literally. And envy is one of the strongest tools of dark elite, of like dark forces. What it does is it makes you believe you're behind, that you lack something, or that someone else has something you can't have. But from Source's perspective, that is one of the greatest lies ever taught. Every person has a unique potential, a purpose that no one else could ever replace. Also a frequency and energy. No one can replace you. You're one out of how many people we have? Over 8 billion special in this place. No one could ever replace you. Literally no one. And no one can take from you what is meant for you. Only you can do that. If you don't reach take radical responsibility and go after your soul's potential of all the things you want. Because remember, whatever is in your soul contract, it is meant for you, but it is only a guaranteed possibility because you still need to make it happen. So you just can't take what belongs to someone else. Maybe it will then take you a longer time because the opportunity needs to arise again. But if you have the right tools, if you have the knowledge, you can do everything, literally. So what Source wants us to know is we do not need to envy, have like jealousy or competition. We are here to support one another, to remember and literally to complement each other. It's also why we have soul complement and everything. Because what you admire in another person is often something that already exists within you. The thing is, you can't see something else in someone else if you don't have that. That is not possible. But then we have the darkness that has taught us for generations to think in separation. It has made us believe that success is only reserved for a few, that scarcity is your normal state, your status quo, and that you need to conform to survive. Biggest lie ever. That is literally why we created Money Mastery, to give you the tools and knowledge to reprogram all of that, because it's such a big lie. Everyone has a soul potential, even on money, and that's millions and billions if you listen to this podcast, because you're not here for a small purpose, you're here for a big purpose. And a byproduct of that is money. So dark elite, dark forces have created a web of illusion. And it is done so intelligently because they've had thousands of years to do it, that hardly anyone noticed it. If you're here, you did. So that is just amazing. And within that web, within that matrix, we are still living today. But if you listen to this, Source wants you out of that illusion. Like your higher self set you up to listen to this today, to know you can break free from it. What Source wants, like what every life being wants, is that you remember that you are the creator of your life, and that in every moment you can choose which reality you nourish. We live in a world built on fear. A fear of loss, like the fear of illness, fear of not having enough money, fear of not being enough. That is one of the biggest programming. But fear is the opposite of Source. Like, fear disconnects you from your natural flow. When you reconnect to Source, the trust returns because you know how powerful you are. And when that trust returns, you start to calm down, like the inner peace follows. And so many old souls are feeling that they don't fit into the old system anymore. They feel so much deeper, like see more, perceive energies that others can't. And they often wonder why their path feels so heavy. Old souls are here to liberate, to bring people back into their freedom, to empower people to change their lives. So to raise consciousness and literally bring back the light, clear the dark forces, and lead into the new earth, basically. Which is a whole new vibration where we're connected, united, and not divided as we are right now. But with that comes also that you need to first walk through darkness, like trauma and all of these things. You first need to heal yourself. You first need to walk the path to then be able to teach on it, to heal others. And that is a heavy process. Like, I completely get it. Almost everything. I've went through almost everything. So, and that is just here for you to change it, to know how to do it. Your soul is incredible intelligent. Like, you're such a beautiful light. And your soul with your higher self have set up every single situation, every single trauma, every single obstacle for you to learn the lesson and now be here to help other people, to heal yourself, to get all of the knowledge, the tools, everything. So, you may know the feeling of being at your limits, of feeling everything deeply while no one seems to understand what you're going through. That is the proof that you are here to bring great change, like massive, massive impact, and lead into the new earth in your own unique way. No one's soul mission, soul pull, soul path is ever the same. Because only those who have been through it can anchor in the light, like can teach others on it, how these things work. So Source wants you to understand you are not weak, you are in transformation, you're literally such a bright light, and you, all of what has happened in your life was just for you to set up for this moment. Everything that's collapsing is helping you remember who you are. To react that knowledge, that ancient soul knowledge, to raise your self-image and pull you out of the illusion. And this earth is literally changing. The old is dissolving because it no longer fits into the new energy. And with that, everything has to come up. So obviously, it can feel heavy, chaotic, and disruptive, and like everything else. But behind the chaos, something new is being born. An earth where consciousness, love, and truth are natural. Again, where we are connected to source. Where you will see such a rise in consciousness, in energy. Every single one will want to have these tools, want to have the source knowledge. There will be a surge very soon coming. We have to first go through a bit before, but that is why now is literally the time to unite. Not only to save one another, because you can't just save someone else, that is not your purpose. The person needs to save themselves because they have the power within. You're just awakening them. It within them, you heal them, you like give them the tools and the knowledge and everything, but the person needs to do it themselves. That is always the thing. Every single person needs to remember to take radical responsibility of their life, because they're literally a creator, they're literally part of source. Every single one. Everyone. And when we are together, we are so much stronger. Together we are protected, and together we're creating the new era that has already begun, the new earth. That is what we are truly wanting. We want that raising of the consciousness, the unconditional love, being on your soul mission while thriving and having money. And just because it's just an energy. And it is a platform for you, for your impact. So it's not about just fighting. Like, Source does not want you to fight in the way of fight for your life, but wants you to thrive, to live it fully and freely. That's what you're here for. That's what you need to remember. To use your creativity, intuition, and your power to change the world through your very being. Because you just being yourself, that changes the world. And it begins the moment you decide to reconnect with Source. And so, because the thing is, many people think that awakening is hard or this complicated 10,000 thing. But in truth, it's just simply remembering, because every single one had previous lifetimes where you've already learned lessons, where you've already learned this and everything. It's just remembering your unconditional love, your literally love, your source. You are part of a great movement. Your soul literally, as a gift to humanity, signed up to come back. Because you didn't have to. Like, the people that are listening to this podcast have a high frequency, meaning you had a lot of previous lifetimes. Meaning you didn't have to come back to Earth, to Realm 3, to actually raise your own consciousness. You could do that in other dimensions, you could do it somewhere else, but you signed up because you want to change the world. Your soul signed up for this. You're equipped with everything. It's just time to remember and use the tools to embody the knowledge and tools. So darkness will try to keep you small, to confuse you, to distract you from your path, to bring you off your soul path. But very, very important thing, the stronger your light becomes, the more knowledge you have, the less power darkness has over you. It loses its food source. It loses its power over you when you know the tools, the knowledge, and everything to do this, when you've reprogrammed your subconscious mind, when you have the tools to clear dark forces, when you have the tools to become a millionaire, like to have a lot of money, all of that, that is the beginning of the new earth, when you have high self-image. And if you're hearing this, it is literally no coincidence. Your higher self set you up to listen to this, to know you've got this. You're here to remember, and you are here to participate in your own unique way to lead the change, to reclaim your energy as well. So we literally have a lot of courses that will be coming out, new courses soon, for you to learn how to clear, to reclaim your energy, to clear dark forces, for you to master money. We now have a membership. We have one-to-ones. There is so many things, tools, knowledge at your hand for you to actually thrive in your life. And literally will stand in your power, empower yourself, take back your own authority over your own life so that no one else can ever interfere with your life again. Source has designed a peaceful, free, and fulfilled life for you. It's just time for you to reclaim it. And this path leads you right there. Step by step, remembrance, like remembering one thing after another. Because the thing is, you're not here to survive. You're literally to shine your light, to thrive on this earth, to get into your soul mission and your soul's true potential. And that is truly what I want you to take away with today. You're such an incredible light, like such an incredible, beautiful light that is here to change the world by your own unique way. And your soul has equipped you with the traits that you need for it. Everything. And yeah, maybe it is a bit harder than the easier route of going just doing a 9-to-5 or whatever. You don't even have to have your own company right now to lead the change. It's by you changing your life, thriving in it, that is going to also impact the world, raise the consciousness and change the world, moving into new earth. And that is what we're here for. Just imagine how life will be in the new earth. I want just for you to take a moment and imagine that. I think with that, we can end the podcast and literally let you just imagine that. So, thank you again for listening and see you next week.